Traditional Islamic art has three main characteristics: radial symmetry, geometric shapes, and floral motifs. This is an example of a medallion you're going to make out of clay. So you'll need a styrofoam cup, some wooden clay tools, a rolling pin or roller, and 2 sticks or guide sticks. They should be the same thickness. So if they don't have the same thickness, you'll have to find a matching pair. You need 2 that look the same. And then you're going to wedge your clay. It's helpful to use that lower part of your hand to kind of smush it together. You want to try and get all the air bubbles out, try and get all the cracks and folds out, and you want to try to make it into one uniform ball of clay. So I'm just going to squish it around. You don't want to spend too much time on that part because the longer you work with your clay, the longer or the more dry it's going to get. So I put my guide sticks, one on each side, and I squish my clay down. Not too far. And then I take my rolling pin. I'm going to start by lightly rolling it across my clay, making sure that my guide sticks are on each side. And then I'm going to flip the clay over 90 degrees. I'm going to roll on that side too. And eventually, the more I roll, the closer the rolling pin is going to meet those sticks on each side. And those sticks are going to prevent the rolling pin from making the clay too flat. We don't want it to be paper thin. We want it to be as thick as those guide sticks. And it looks pretty good. And it's okay if you have a few cracks on the outside. It's about as thick as the stick. And now you take your styrofoam cup and place it on top of the clay and use a wooden tool, or you could use a pencil or a pen, and lightly trace around that cup. You don't want to cut just yet. You want to make sure you just trace the cup. There's my circle. And it looks good, so now I'm going to cut. The reason why we cut afterwards is because if we make any mistakes, it's a lot easier to fix a mistake if it's just traced into the clay rather than if it's cut. If it's cut, we'd have to start all over. So save your extra clay. You're going to have some extras, and you'll be able to use that later after you are totally done cutting out your clay circle. And there I have my circle. It's a little rough on the edges. You'll see some things that I like to call clay boogers. Just a couple rough spots and places where some of the clay is peeling off, and you can rub that in on the side, smooth it down. You want to make sure that you have a circle though. Don't handle it too much that you start changing the shape. And then you're going to flip your clay circle over and use a pen or a pencil and write your name. So you'll write your first name and then your last name initial and then your period and your day. So I have Miss Bryan's 1A.